If you watch a world-class performer in an empty room, you won't see many highlights. You will see them doing the same basic, tedious repetitions over and over. Success is often that dull. असल में दुनिया के सबसे successful लोग सबसे boring होते हैं. We usually imagine the top 1% of athletes, coders, and musicians operating on a bottomless reserve of passion. We assume they wake up every day with an intense drive that carries them through the work. But James Clear points out a different reality in Chapter 19 of Atomic Habits. He notes that we often prepare for failure or bad luck, while ignoring a much more common obstacle, the simple feeling of being bored. If we believe that we need to feel passionate to make progress, we are essentially waiting for a feeling that is guaranteed to disappear. When the initial excitement of a new goal inevitably fades, we are left with no reason to continue. While James Clear was researching the mechanics of peak performance, he spoke with an elite Olympic weightlifting coach who had worked with thousands of athletes. Clear asked him what actually separated the best from everyone else. The coach didn't point to genetics or luck. He said it came down to who could handle the boredom of training every day, doing the same lifts in the same way for years on end. This graph illustrates the feedback loop of a new habit. Our dopamine rises when we experience something new, but as a behavior becomes routine and the outcome becomes predictable, that excitement decays. We enter the valley of boredom, where the brain no longer receives a reward just for showing up. Human nature makes us crave novelty. Even when a routine is working, we often sabotage it just to feel a new spark of engagement. We convince ourselves we are optimizing, when we are actually just looking for a distraction from the repetition. This is why people abandon a working diet for a trendy new one, or switch workout programs every 3 weeks. It's also why entrepreneurs pivot to a new business idea before the first one has even had a chance to compound. What looks like a search for a better method is frequently just an emotional response to a lack of novelty. We choose the excitement of a new start over the results of a boring middle. When the motivation disappears, behavior starts to diverge. This is the moment where we choose which mindset we are going to operate from. Amateurs wait to feel amped up. They rely on the right mood or the perfect conditions to get to work. If they feel drained or uninspired, they let life get in the way and simply decide to skip the session. Professionals acknowledge that they feel bored or tired, but they do the work anyway. They realize that their actions shouldn't be dependent on their current emotional state. They follow the schedule because the schedule is the priority. Professionals actually feel the exact same lack of drive as everyone else. They just decide that the reps matter more than the mood. They find a way to show up even when it's annoying, painful, or draining. This is the reality behind high-level results. They are the accumulation of ordinary tasks executed with daily consistency. Boring काम को लगातार करना ही सबसे बड़ा hack है. To push through the boredom, start by standardizing your habits. Before you try to optimize your performance, master the simple act of showing up, even if it's only for 2 minutes. Consistency is the foundation for everything else. Next, reframe how you view boredom. Instead of seeing it as a signal to quit, see it as evidence that the habit is becoming automatic. Boredom means you are no longer a beginner. You are now in the phase where results actually happen. Finally, move your focus from the final prize to the process itself. You have to find a way to be endlessly fascinated by doing the same thing over and over. Anyone can work hard when they feel motivated, but the ability to keep going when the work isn't exciting is what creates remarkable results. Boredom is the barrier that separates those who practice from those who merely play. Are you willing to stick with your habits even on the days they feel like a chore? Comment section में अपनी commitment लिखो. Are you ready to be boring? Video पसंद आए तो like और subscribe जरूर